Welcome everyone to Module 5 of the Business Management Capstone course. This will be a brief overview video of the assignments and the Globus results. First, we have the Module 5 course content. Make sure you're reviewing all this information, especially the PowerPoint presentations for each chapter. Next, we have the Chapter 3 Smart Book assignment. This is very similar to what you have already completed for Chapters 1 and 2. You should be familiar with the Smart Book assignments by now. Next, we have the Course Participation, Social Media, and Business Evaluation Discussion Board. You will be providing a response to the following questions, such as what social media are you utilizing? What methods of networking do you apply for business? How can these platforms have a positive and negative impact on your company? And of course, once you create your initial post, you will be replying to at least two other students. Next, we have the Chapter 3 quiz. Then again, you should be familiar with the way you complete the quiz since you already completed one for Chapter 1 and 2. Next, we have a new assignment. This is Case 1, Fixer Upper, expanding the Magnolia brand. You must read the Case 1 information at the back of the textbook before attempting this assignment. Once you have completed the reading, click on this link, and there's 6 different sections that you'll be asked questions within each section, and then simply submit it. Next, we have the Module 5 report. The concept is just like the Module 4 report last week. The only difference is, of course, the questions are not the same. So the questions this week are such as, what would be a good slogan that captures the essence of your strategic vision? What are your company's financial objectives? How would you describe your company's strategic intent? And so on and so forth. Please make sure you're creating a report. Like I said in the past, not Q&A, like you're typing up the question, typing the answer. This should be in a report format. It should have a nice cover page. It should address all these questions. It should maybe have some charts, graphs, pictures, tables. It should look very professional. If it does not, you will be deducted points. Next, we have the Globus Simulation Year 7 decisions. You have been completing decisions for weeks now, so this is not a new concept. Please make sure, though, you are communicating with your team and you're just not making decisions on your own. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the results from Year 6 in Globus. Here are the results for Year 6. As you can see, Company F is leading in charge with 107. Company E is at 100. D is at 97, C is at 92, and then we have a little bit of a break down to Company A and B. Now, you may say from Company B at 81 and Company F at 107, that's a huge difference, and it's not. View it this way, is if Company F drops 9 or 10 points, if Company B gains 10 to 15 points, they can make up that ground very quickly. It's very early in the simulation right now. I don't want anyone to be discouraged because if you're 80 or above, I'm okay. I feel like you could build upon that. If you're in the 60s, like we've seen in the practice rounds, yeah, there would be some major concerns there. So the biggest part is you want to build upon your success here. Don't worry about, hey, I'm at 81, Company B, and I'm way behind Company F at 107. If you continue to improve, you never know if they will make that misstep. And if and when they do, you're right there to catch up then. I've seen teams jump 20, 25, 30 points in just one round. So just keep that in mind. Right now, I feel good about all the teams. But now, with that said, clearly, Company F has a nice lead. E's not too far behind them. So really, you have F and E kind of battling for the top. D is right there as well with 97. As you can see, you don't want them to run away with this. You don't want them to build upon their lead because then they will bury the bottom 3 teams, especially the bottom 2 teams, that you will have no hope of catching them. But right now, let's keep it positive because it is positive that everyone is doing at least as well, if not better than they did in the practice rounds, which is obviously the goal here. Let's go ahead now and look at the game-to-date scoreboard. Since we only completed 1 year so far, the game-to-date scoreboard is the same except for bonus points. And if you say, well, how do I get a bonus points? You know what I'm going to tell you. Dig through the manual to understand why someone would get a bonus points and you're not receiving a bonus point. Bonus points are a big deal. I've seen teams at the very end win the simulation because they had bonus points and the other team did not. So you definitely want to figure that out early on. How do I earn those bonus points? Right now, 1 bonus point's not really going to make the difference. We just started the simulation. But knowing how to obtain that bonus point is a big deal. Keep that in mind as you're going through the yearly decisions. And lastly, all I want to say is, if your company A and B, and you say, well, I don't know why company F and E are so far ahead of us. Keep in mind, everyone has the same resources. Everyone has the videos, everyone has the manuals that I provided. No one has additional information that other teams don't. So ask yourself, are you really analyzing the information that you have? Especially the competitive intelligence reports that you will now have access to going into year 7 from year 6. You absolutely want to dig through those. I'm not going to go through them because, like I said in practice rounds, I went through them once just to make sure you knew where they were. But now I feel like I would just be giving away someone's strategy, which would be unfair to that team. So make sure you're going through those reports. Very insightful, but it's not going to have all the answers because you may see a certain value that a team has, but you don't know how they obtain that. It could be, stock price. Why do they have such a higher stock price than we do? Well, you better dig through the manual to figure out stock price and what makes the difference. Same thing with earnings per share, return on equity, credit rating, image rating. All of that is within the manual that you can really figure out what you need to do as a team to obtain a higher value within those different categories. With that said, though, you don't need to be the best at every one of those categories to win the simulation. Just like in business in general, you don't have to be the best in every single category to be number 1. Well, that concludes this video. I hope everyone's finding the course challenging and rewarding already. As always, feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions. Have a great week.